Artie Lang reporting from Fighting Jim Harbaugh. National Championship, University of Michigan, brand new, beautiful, gorgeous, $6.69 studios on the 33rd floor overlooking beautiful Lake Superior. Questions must be asked? Yes. C. How did old Vincenzo smell, sniff out, sidestep, and execute the perfect shirt on Bitcoin at the top? How that's the original question. How did Vincenzo know? This brings us to our next question. Who are the criminal gangsters and YouTube paid influencers, and how have they fleeced the retail traders with the orchestrated and manipulated dump of greater than 30% and Bitcoin threatening to fall below $40,000 and make a run at $20,000, along with Jackie, the joke man? Martling, Artie Lang, 600-pound alcoholic, can I implore and beg you to smash, subscribe, super chat to support channel like, and share far and wide to keep the truth, education, integrity, and information flowing peace and love to my beautiful audience.
Subscribe down below, bell notification. Good 16th of April, 2024. Steadily marching our way into the summertime season on a hazy, overcast, slightly humid, and seasonably mild 63 degrees J at the Central Illinois Airport in Bloomington here in the greater Midwest region, just outside the great state of Michigan, right? And it's hazy and overcast, gloomy and cloudy, with high cirrus clouds streaming in out of the south and southwest as a severe weather alert day. And old Vincenzo with that bell notification, industry exclusive #1 XRP gold and silver bullion insider, exclusively here on YouTube and social media. You got to comment down below and help spread the truth, integrity, and information and education you've come to expect and deserve. In the last couple of videos, you've noticed a 1 out of 6 short. It's because I make a video, the volume's on there when I listen to it, re-listen to it before I upload it. But then when I upload the whole video at once, the volume is being suppressed, and I think my channel is being messed with here because it won't have volume. But then if I clip it out into 1 minute YouTube shorts, the volume magically appears back. So I don't know what's going on here. So we're going to hopefully see if this works. And that's why I haven't had a video last night. And the last 2 I haven't had volume that I've had to delete. So whenever one of these works, that is what's going on. But the Bitcoin price is what we're all here for. It's because we're in a Bitcoin short with BITI, and the Bitcoin price is in a dangerous zone right here. And this is something that we've been talking about for a while now, that we were topping out in the Bitcoin price, and the price was most likely going to come down. And we had that hook-nosed Jew bearish reversal pattern here. You see that right here? We had that beautiful hook-nosed Jew bearish reversal pattern that we telegraphed right here for you back when the price of Bitcoin was at 70,000. And now we're at a very, very critical level. If we break this uptrending support that we initially bounced off of right there, right, we're going to flush. And our initial support level is right here at about the $58,396.69, which is the mean of the volume from the way far back left machine, right? And we're going to go back here. You see that running through, if this would load. But of course, it's going to give me technical difficulties because this has been nothing for the last 2 days but technical difficulties trying to get you a video. I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear this video because the volume might not work when I go to upload it. But if I listen to it just over my phone, the volume works. But you can see there's the mean of the volume that we're talking about right here. We're going to make that like that so it's a little bit better. And that's where you would come to an initial support zone. And then if you give me a few seconds here, I'll show you what I think would happen here after you come down and retouch that on a breakdown. If we do break down, which I do think eventually here we're going to break back into this, it's just inevitable in my own personal opinions. I'm not a financial advisor, but what I think would happen would be you would drop down into here really quick, then you would come back up, and you would come back and back test now as upper resistance for the first time in quite some time, that rising channel that you're trying to use as lower support right now. You see that? You're trying to use it as lower support right now, and if you fail that, you would get rejected, right? And I think you would get back test that, and you would get rejected, and then you would confirm the break back in to this symmetrical or this rising channel, and that would be very, very bearish for the short-term price as the bulls would be successfully fought off and exhausted as the sellers take over the market, right? And that's what I think we're going to be doing here as you're straddling this and threatening to break it, and you've already tried 3 separate times to hold it, and if you slip it, you quickly come down to this 58,000, that support level I just showed you. You would most likely then at least bounce back up into here, and then if you get a bearish rejection, then you really start to have a hyper flush, because then you have nothing to support you until you get near the bottom part of this symmetrical triangle. And you can see this symmetrical triangle, if I zoom out here into the 4-hour time frame, you can see where the bottom part of that is, and that's where our pattern leads with our big beautiful arrow. And as you do know, Vincenzo did take that short on BITI that is up 0.86% today to $8.25, with the Bitcoin price skyrocketing and surging as of recently a couple of 100 points. And then a very, very important video that I hope this gets out today. I've been trying to release it into those 1-minute clips, but my audience really doesn't watch it because they don't really know what they're going to be getting out of that. But the only reason I was doing that is because the volume is just not. So what we got going on here in the XRP price is similar to the Bitcoin price, and this is something I tried to talk about yesterday. I just peeked at the volume here as I stopped the recording, and it did seem like it worked. But you can see we're holding and struggling onto this last line of defense, the bottom part of this rising channel. Bitcoin's threatening to break back into its rising channel that it's been in for quite some time. XRP's ahead of it in the hyper flush, right? You see that? XRP on its flush. Come on. XRP on its flush right here is out ahead of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still up by, like, say, where this green arrow is right here. If this was the Bitcoin price, Bitcoin's up here, threatening to break back down into it. But XRP is threatening to break out of it, as it already had a hyper wick out of it. Now it's coming up to back test it, and if it doesn't successfully get back into here and hold it, you're going to have a big flush and a quick flush down to this 37 cents. And then I do think you're going to come back down into this 25-cent region. And as you do know, something that I was trying to talk about yesterday, but the volume, yeah, see, members of Jabroni Killer, $2.69 a month. Industry exclusive, best value for the education and information, truth and integrity that you do receive here. And I guarantee it's the best value. And I dare you, I challenge you to find a better value of truth and information and integrity wrapped around education with some fun and information in there, right? But what's going on here, and what I tried to explain yesterday, but the video just didn't cooperate, and I had my little arrow up here, and we're just going to go right back through this. We had my perching tool, right? It's an industry exclusive, YouTube made famous by old Vincenzo perching tool, and this is a bear flag, where you have the flagpole here, and it goes to there, right? And that flagpole, when we breached and broke into on May of 2022-ish, that started our rising channel, right? Where you have upper resistance in October, upper resistance, uptrending upper resistance in March of 23, blow off top, capitulation to the upside, retail hysteria manipulated by the criminal gangsters, orchestrated black op covert, launched with the judge news to pump it, and then the dump, and then you came back and retested the second time of this triple death of sellers up here, the arrows of death, November of 23, and then March of 24, you finally had your swing high, third one to get rejected, and now we're way back here that we've been warning about, and a technical target out of this bear flag is way down here at about 16 cents, which would fulfill our 2022 target of 18 to 24 cents that we made in 2021 when XRP was rising to $1.69 and the big bull market way back now, and we came all the way down to here, down to 17.5 cents last year, or 27 cents, not 17.5 cents, 27 cents right there, 28 cents. So we got within 4 cents of the only one in the sphere to make that call. And then something else that I was talking about here, and then I'm gonna have to let you go because I'm at work, is you have to be cautious of the kind of trading sites that you're using when they're offering you staking rewards, a la aka interest in that set crypto that you're staking, whether you're lending it for 3 months, 6 months, or a year. There's various levels various lengths of time and various amounts of money that correlate to the interest, whether it's 2%, 6%, 12%, that they're going to give you in that set coin over time. And then you can reinvest it and roll it over into compounding interest every 3 months, every 30 days, or every 90 days, or 120, however you have it set up. You have to ask yourself, if the bank, right? Yes, the bank, sir. And this is where old Vincenzo separates himself from the rest of the field. If the bank can't afford to pay, that literally and figuratively can print money and make up money as much as they want, can't afford to pay interest higher than 5% on a short-term CD, that you get 5% interest divided by 12. And then for 3 months, you get divided by 12 interest a month, that if you hold it the whole year and rolling over 3 months 4 times, you'd get 5% for the year. So if that interest rate at 5% for 12 months stayed the same, and you rolled that 3-month $100,000 CD over 4 times and concluded your 12th month, you would get $5,000 in interest. Now, if the bank that literally prints the money can only pay $5,000 in interest, how can these lending companies pay 6, 8, 10, 12, 15% in interest in the coin when they can't print money, and the company, the bank that can print money, can't, right? There was the original Connect guy. Look him on YouTube. It's hilarious. But they started that. They are the original mainstream making popular lending platforms with high interest and high yield that you can learn by just lending your money to these companies and to these brokers or to these trading houses. And then you loan them for 30 days or 90 days or 6 months or a year or whatever you want. And they have various levels or pyramid levels of money that you give them, whether it's 1,000 or less, 1,000 to 5,000, above 10,000, 50,000 or above. And they have various levels that correspond with the length of time and the amount of money to the interest that they're going to pay you. And then they always encourage you to just roll it back over, right? All the interest, you roll it back over. You don't take anything out. Then they can just put it on a screen, and it looks like everything's kosher until people start pulling out that interest money, or the crypto market flushes, and then they get exposed. It's just like the BitConnect guy. But as the BitConnect guy went to jail for a little while, everyone lost all their money because the United States government, it's not FDIC protected. If these trading or lending platforms go out of business, you just lose your money. Whether it was theft or not, you lose your money. And then these other companies like 3 Arrows Capital, FTX, Celsius's, BlockFi's of the world, and there were more. They all went down because they all operated the same way on a lending platform. And you have to be cautious. You have to be careful. Any company, any platform, any trading service that is offering you to stake for 3 months, 6 months, or a year at very high interest rates, somewhere along the line, they're going to end up like 3 Arrows Capital. They're going to end up like Celsius. They're going to end up like FTX, like BlockFi, and the rest of them in bankruptcy. And if you are involved or you have your money on that site, you will lose it all, because if the bank that can print the money can't print a high enough interest rate, more than 5%, for a 3-month rolling period, there is no way compounding these lending platforms or trading sites can pay 6, 8, 10, 12% interest. It's a Ponzi scheme. They're getting new money to pay old interest, and all of these schemes eventually end in the same spot. And it is the shit house. It is bankruptcy, and it is the ultimate fleece heisting and shysting, and you'll never see it coming. Most people don't understand that their new site is just a knockoff of BitConnect, FTX. Every time one of them go bankrupt, 20 more come up, and the same guys jump back into the money because they don't understand safety. They don't understand the risk of putting your money on a lending platform when they really have no way to legitimately generate that interest. It's all by trying to generate hype on their platform through influencers and social media to get new money to pay off old money and continue that, which is a Ponzi scheme. And Ponzi schemes, just by basic math and arithmetic, cannot sustain itself for very long once it gets too big, because there's not enough money on the planet to sustain the Ponzi scheme as it exponentially gets more expensive to operate, and they all come unglued. Peace.